Hi Cancer, welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your May 2020 tarot check for all Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And I just want to start off by thanking all of you who've been watching my channel and subscribed, commented, liked, and shared my videos. I so appreciate your support. You are awesome, and thanks for that. And if you're new, I would love to have you as a subscriber, and if you hit the bell, you'll be notified when new videos are posted, which is about once a week. However, a couple days ago, I posted a seasonal tarot check for the months of May through August. So that was really good to see because some of the weekly readings had been really gnarly. The energy was just all over the place. And so it was nice to see a little bit more continuity, a little more stable energy in the months to come here. So this is for May for Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is for Cancer. All right, your current situation is the Seven of Swords, and it's covered by the Seven of Wands. In your destiny, you have the Six of Cups. Behind you, you have the Four of Pentacles, and then the Queen of Pentacles. Coming towards you, you have the Tower. You're represented here by the Six of Wands. The people or the environment around you is the Knight of Pentacles. You've got the Wheel of Fortune as your hopes here. The outcome position, you have the Six of Swords, and then a clarifier at the bottom of the deck is the Seven of Cups. So right off the bat, I'm going to tell you to be careful with just being disillusioned and seeing a situation for how you want it to be rather than what it actually is, which I know is hard to hear, but sometimes we ignore our own intuition and we mentally talk ourselves into something. We go, no, that's not them. No. I think I just misunderstood something. We start to have this dialogue that convinces us that something isn't how it is when it's that way, and eventually it will show itself. So you have here, as far as energies, you have earth, you have air, you have fire, and water. But I do wonder if if you're dealing with an earth sign here predominantly. So the current situation, you've got the Seven of Swords with the Seven of Wands. So there's definitely conflict here. I think that you have somebody who's talking about you behind your back. That particular feeling I'm getting is more like work, where you have to be careful because ideas that you share, and I know that obviously when we're working and collaborating in a work environment, we want to share ideas, but there's somebody there that will steal your ideas and present them as their own. Like, yeah, I was thinking about this, and they're an idea stealer. Okay, they're a thief. This person is truly a thief. I mean, and when we talk about a thief, that's somebody who lives in the shadows. I'm not talking about somebody who's like has a disorder like kleptomania or something where there's actually a condition tied to it. We're talking about somebody that will consciously lie. They will tell a lie and know that it's going to have consequences for another person, and they know it and they don't care and they do it anyway. So be aware of that. I do think though you're doing your best to restrain yourself, but to still navigate things where you're trying to not, because this is the thing with somebody like this, I feel like they're also very passive aggressive. And so they can set it up so that if you go off on them, you look bad and they look like some kind of victim here. So be careful with that. Again, that's your current situation, and it may be somebody you've just been dealing with, but I actually do think they're going to exit your life. And that will be fine. It really will be. Somebody made a comment about, because there was an energy about a new job or promotion, and they said something like, well, in the middle of a pandemic, no one should be leaving work. These are energies. This is not my personal advice to you, okay? So please, when you're taking tarot energies into advisement, don't live your life by the cards, and don't consult it as personal advice. So I don't know who that was. I mean, I do know people who are leaving jobs, though. So I don't know where they live or who they're surrounded by, or if they just don't have a lot of people around them, but there's definitely shifts in employment. So anyway, your destiny here is the Six of Cups, okay? And with destiny, we have our own free will is a huge part of that. And so for some of you, you may be trying to simplify your life a little bit and go back to a time when things were just less complicated. They were easier to deal with. and just a lot more fun, you know. Now, this can also be a person from the past coming back. So for some of you, you may have somebody from the past at work, but I also think some of you may have an ex who tries to come back. But the yellow in the card, this signifies a gift coming your way. So it's not a negative card by any means, but I do think you have somebody from your past who's thinking about you, and it may be somebody that you never dated, but they're thinking about you and curious about you and interested in you, and I do think they're going to come forward. And so in your more recent past, you may have been very closed off anyway to love and just not interested in it, more invested in your family, in creating a home environment, like, you know, really getting your house the way you want it, creating a situation where you have great financial resources, where you're kind of miserly. This is the miser of the tarot. He protects his heart, he protects his head, and he protects his pentacles. So some of you may have had a time where you were really paying off some debts here and getting yourself into a great financial position, because right after that you have the Queen of Pentacles. And this is someone who's wealthy. This is a person who is financially prudent, but they're also savvy. So some of you may have made some wise choices financially within the last year, and you're really seeing the benefit of that and feeling fairly comfortable in an economy that's free falling. So for those of you that have done that, you're in great shape. But again, you've got this Tower moment, and this is quick and sudden change. And you may, with the Seven of Swords person, that card is temporary, okay? That energy is temporary, so that's the good thing about it. It's not a long-term, it doesn't create a long-term negative impact on your life. But with this Tower, this is where I feel like you might usher this person out of your life, or the universe is going to do it for you. You're somehow going to be disconnected from this person, and that will serve you, because new people will be brought in who are more stable, who are certainly more integrous than whoever that is. And I think in the end of it, if you can just kind of, live in the time of restraint of pen and tongue, you're going to be just fine, because this is victory. And this is where I feel like this person gets exited. And it's kind of like one of those smug things where you're like, yep, knew you had that coming. And and I think any of us will do that, where we have a level of liking to see the universe put somebody in their place and sit them down. So you are definitely going to be in a place where you're not going to have to worry about any threats to your reputation, to you as in terms of an employee, nothing like that. So I think that things will definitely, people that needed to go are going to be exited. And again, there's people that are going to lose jobs. So if people aren't thinking that way, not everybody's going to come through this employed. So there are definitely businesses that are going to close and things like that. I just don't feel like it's going to hit you in that way. So I think that you do have, like I said, somebody coming in. It's a very slow moving offer, and they're mature. This is a mature person. This is not, even though it's associated with the Six of Cups, which is a more immature energy, this person is not. This person is, again, cautious. They're prudent. They're mindful. They're thoughtful. I think they're intelligent. They may do something in finance. That may be the line of work that they do. But I do think they're aware of you. There may be some communication, but it's like very slow moving. Like they're liking your posts on Facebook, or there's some group that you're in and maybe they comment, but it's nothing overtly aggressive. So your destiny here, you want it all. You want it all. And guess what? It can be yours. We can really have, do, or be anything. We just have to get into the frequency of those things. So this is a 10, it's a manifestation card. It's infinite abundance. This is truly a time of fortune, but it's also a turning point for you, but the change is definitely for the better. So again, like I said, if you were dealing with an Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, or Scorpio, this person, one of those could be exiting and another one could be entering. So it's going to be definitely a fortuitous time for you this month, and then I feel like the months coming up too, it's a good luck charm for you. So again, you're moving away from things that didn't serve you with the Six of Swords. But just be careful not to become disillusioned, because you're going to have options, and be in tune with your inner guidance. Meditate, get your mind clear so you can be inspired to take actions that are connected with source. I mean, that's really what we're here to do. We're on a soul's journey, and pain will happen in life, but suffering's optional. You don't have to sit there and live in trauma and live in negativity. And I actually do think you come out of it pretty quickly with whoever this was. And some of you may have, like I said, already experienced it. And the beginning of May is really like the tower area, where you're kind of coming right out of it and going into a really nice, smooth energy here. So we're going to end the reading here with a Life Loves You mantra from Louise Hay, who is definitely a law of attraction expert. She's also in the non-physical. So here's a message from Spirit. I am worthy of my own love. Write a love note to yourself. What is it that you most need or want to hear? So some of you may not be feeling, like I said, appreciated, or feeling kind of threatened by people around you. So go ahead and be your own cheerleader temporarily. I think we all have to do that, and let yourself off the hook. If there's something that you did where you are wondering, how could I have attracted this, or how did I get mixed up in this? It happens. We want to see the best in people, and sometimes we turn away from our own intuitive guidance system because from the ego standpoint, we want it to be something it's not, and that happens. So I love you so much, Cancer, and I will be back for a weekly reading next week.